Hey, Fundies the Mercenary here. Today I am going to do another drop suit fitting or a drop suit loadout. Um, I'm going to show you how I do my Vk1. It's pretty straightforward, but I figured I would kind of, if for anybody who's interested, I'll show you how I fit out my Vk1. Anyway, so I guess I'll get started. First off, I guess we'll start with a gun, because, well, no loadout's going to work without a gun. Okay, so if you've watched my previous videos, you know I'm pretty partial to the Exile, and I still do use the Exile in some of my outfits, but the last few days prior to making this video, I started using the Burst Assault, more specifically the Vk Burst Assault. I'm liking it quite a bit. It's got good range, you get your scope back, it does great damage. If you watch some of my skirmishes and ambushes, you'll see that it's quite effective at range. Up close, it's not quite as effective, but you still gets the job done, especially against heavies. But if you fit a sidearm, you're good for both long range and short range. So, like I said, I fit the burst, become my new favorite weapon. My sidearm of choice is the Toxin machine gun when I'm using the burst, because I like to have a variety of ranges. So I use my rifle for long range and medium range, and then I use the submachine gun for close quarters combat, just because it's more of a spray and pray weapon. There's really no accuracy needed to kill targets, and it puts out quite a bit of damage. If I did my calculations correct, and I'm not sure that I did, don't quote me on this, but I think because it does 1,000 rounds per minute, 21 hit points of damage per hit, it comes out to like 320 a second or something, like some crazy nonsense like that, if I did my math correctly, which I'm not very good with math. I may not have done so, but anyways, that's besides the point. You don't have to be smart to be a good dust player. Anyways, so I fit the Toxin submachine gun, like those blueprints, because they are free. And then, okay, well, actually, let me go ahead and finish my weapons and my equipment here. Okay, so as always, I use AV grenades. Sometimes when I'm playing ambush, I do switch out to frag grenades, like the Locust grenade blueprint, the Militia Locust grenade blueprint, just for a little extra damage and whatnot. I rarely do that. Most of the time I fit AV grenades, even in ambush, but like I said, every once in a while I switch out. Okay, so of course, you already know what AV grenades are for. Obviously, they're anti-vehicle grenades. I use the level 1 or whatever, the cheapest ones they got. For me, they work perfect. It usually takes 2 grenades to take out an LAV, sometimes 3 if they got hardeners or whatever. Surprisingly enough, though, a few days back I ran into one LAV that had nobody sitting in the driver's seat. It was completely unmanned. It ended up taking 5 AV grenades to take it out. It was fucking one hell of a vehicle. Man, I would love to have that loadout. So if anybody watching's got the loadout for however they fit that vehicle, I would love to know, because it was pretty freaking awesome. So anyways, my AV grenades, like to take, if you don't understand my love for destroying vehicles, please watch my 100 vehicle kills in 6 minutes. It was a pretty good video. Anyway, alright, so my equipment slot, as always, for my everyday outfit, for my run and gun, lone wolf, or even group combat, I pretty much fit the same thing, with the exception if I'm running with some of my buddies who run heavies, I will actually fit an armor repair and a nanite injector, but for my general purpose use, I fit one nanite injector so I can bring my buddies back, because well, your effectiveness goes down if your buddies go down, so you got to be able to bring them back into the fight and save some clones. And then my militia nano hive, so I can keep myself supplied with ammo, and my buddies supplied with ammo, but mostly I'm kind of selfish there for myself, and that's so I can keep in the fight myself. Can't if you run out of ammo, efficiency goes down to almost 0, so you got to keep yourself supplied with ammo. Then we'll move over here to your high slots. This particular loadout, I fit 4 complex shield extenders. And pretty much I'm just trying to max out my survivability, trying to give myself as many hit points as possible. I have tried out a few different variations where I fit some damage mods and and other things, but for the most part I go with my 4 shield extenders. Okay, now down here in the bottom, the 3 low slots, this is where it gets kind of tricky because depending on your play style and depending on, in my opinion, there's no bad loadout, only, misused loadouts. Because I know some guys who like to fit in the low slots, they like to fit their shield regulators or whatever they are to make your shields come back faster. I personally don't fit that way, but I do know it's effective because some of the guys I play with fit that, and it works well for them. It doesn't work well for me, so what I do is I fit in an enhanced armor repair and 2 enhanced armor plates. Of course, the armor plates are for, more survivability, more armor hit points. If you look over to the right, you'll see that I have 522 armor hit points and 294. Oh, I'm sorry, 512 shield hit points and 294 armor hit points. Some people say that's a lot. Some people would say that's low end. I really could care less what they think. Honestly, it works good for me. You probably may ask yourself, well, why don't you fit complex armor plates and a complex armor repair or a Duval? Well, to be honest, it's not that I wouldn't fit that stuff. It's not that I can't afford to fit that stuff, but it comes down to skill points. Unfortunately, since the release of this build, I haven't been able to acquire enough skill points to fit all that stuff. Right now, this is the way I fit it. I probably won't fit it the same way in the future. And this is just a current fitting as I am able to fit this stuff. So, I mean, obviously if you can fit it better, obviously do so. This is just a general purpose video, to give you an idea how I currently fit this. I'm sure in a month or two I probably won't fit it this way at all. You got to change with the times, got to go with the flow, and you got to sometimes improvise. And for my current skill set and my current PG and CPU, this is what I can fit and how I fit it. It's effective enough to get me a 4.32 kill-death ratio. Some people would consider that good, and some people would consider that crappy, but in my opinion, it's good. So, anyways, that's how I fit it, and that's how I like it. So, well, there you go. That's what I call the Fundies fitting. And, well, anyways, thanks for watching. If you'd like to see how I fit out any of my other loadouts, just let me know which one you want to see, and I will fit it out and upload it to YouTube. Thanks for watching.